Hi, hello, it's me again. It's week 8, I believe, if I've counted everything correctly. And this week I decided that I was going to jump on a hashtag. Um, simply only because I felt it actually made, I could actually contribute to it as opposed to just jumping on a hashtag for the sake of jumping on a hashtag, which you can do, I suppose. But I really like this one, and the hashtag is, I don't know if you can see this here, kind of, dear me, hashtag dear me, and it's all about what you would say to your younger self if you met your younger self. What kind of advice would you give yourself to prevent yourself from making big errors or going through any unnecessary pain? But then it depends on what your perception of pain is. I mean, if we don't go through any pain, do we learn? Is life meant to be just sail through and not experience anything? But I think that's a different video. So I'm just going to go along with the Dear Me tag and answer my points that I would bring up to myself should I ever have the opportunity. So the first one I would say to myself would be save some money. Get into the habit of saving money. There's the 10% rule that I've heard about way too late, really, which is you put down 10% of everything that comes in before you do anything else with it, before you pay any bills. You pay yourself first, otherwise you're paying everyone else and you don't have any money. So seems like a good one. Apparently it works as well if you get the right, if you really understand compound interest and financial matters, which is a subject that I am steadily trying to educate myself about, because obviously it will all help, won't it? So the next one is clothes I've put down, and for this, similarly with saving, is clothing. There are a lot of things that I've bought over the past that are not with me anymore because they were just rubbish. So I would suggest to myself that, one, if you buy something, if you don't have the time to try it on in the store, then if you do go home, at least try it on at home, and then if it doesn't fit, take it back and get your money back, because there have been too many instances of finding things years later with labels on still in carrier bags, pretty much as they were bought on the day on an impulse, because I thought my life would end without them, you know. So definitely that, invest in clothes. You know, if you're going to buy something good, or live without it. You'd be surprised that your life actually continues without the shoes. Driving lessons. Yeah, I started taking driving lessons quite a while back when they were really cheap, and I think I had just a not very sympathetic teacher, because I was learning in a very busy part of London, and I was just a bit too nervous about the whole thing, and for that reason I just decided one day I wasn't going to go, because I was just a bit too scared. I would urge my younger self to just try another driving school, try another teacher, because when you do eventually get to take your driving test, it will cost you 4-5 times as much as it would do had you continued there and then, even if you don't buy a car straight off. Another one, ask for help. So I have a very independent streak, which to a certain extent can be useful, because I'm like to self-start and self-learn and things like that, but then also quite reluctant then to ask for help when it would save me a lot of time and energy and stress. So to my younger self, ask for help, but as a result of that, just know who to ask. Make sure that you're asking people who have the results that you want, and not are saying the things that you think you need to hear at that particular point in time. So I would say that to my younger self. Bassoon, do it. What do I mean? I got, when I was at school, I very much wanted to play either the flute or the clarinet, which was kind of the popular choice at the time. And the music teacher who made the choice kind of looked at my hands and decided that the bassoon was for me, and I didn't want to play the bassoon, so I said no. Again, I should have taken that up anyway, because it's a nice tone and it's just learning another instrument, because I know the piano, but 3 chords on the guitar and a bit of recorder, you know. Thank God for computers. Boys, yes, no. Sometimes I don't even know my own notes. I think on this one I mean there are certain guys that are good for the experience, so be aware that it's for the experience, but then no, I think the answer to that is no. Some people are no, but there was that one who got away. I think everyone has one of those. He was a yes. You just didn't realise it at the time. Yeah. And then don't be scared. Yeah, I suppose that just carries on through life for everybody, really. I would say be courageous. Your ideas are different. That's not a bad thing. It's always the people who have the different ideas who make an impact and make a difference. So have a bit of faith in the fact that you're different. And the last one kind of ties into that. You'll find your people. And that's it, really. So #dear me, notes to my younger self. It'll all work out somehow, and everything that you go through, good, bad, indifferent, kind of gives you, makes you who you are, even when you're years later talking into your computer and addressing yourself through the age. Everything you've been through actually is worth it. I'll see you next time.